Set up your organization and teams in Rally. In Rally, organizations and teams are represented by containers that set the default context for all the data in your pages and views. The organization space is called the workspace, and it holds one or more smaller containers for teams. As an administrator, you configure organization-wide policies and settings at the workspace level. Viewing data from different workspaces for comparison or reporting is very limited. You cannot roll up or summarize data across workspaces without custom tools. Each workspace contains one or more teams in hierarchical structures called projects. Although we call them projects, we're really modeling people organizations with these structures, not work. Just remember, workspaces and projects model people, and portfolio items and other items that we'll describe later model the actual work. Remember that workspaces and projects are not used to model time boxes. Releases, iterations, and milestones are used to model time boxes and delivery dates. A workspace is the organization's space, which holds one or more smaller containers for teams. Projects are teams of individuals arranged in a hierarchical structure. It is very important to set up workspaces and projects correctly, as this impacts all your views and data rollups and summarizations. At the very top of your project structure, create a project that represents your entire organization or business unit. Why? Because this is the only way to see a rollup view across your entire organization. Middle nodes in the project structure represent relatively permanent or persistent groups of people. They can represent divisions or programs in your organization. Sometimes it makes sense for them to represent products, service centers, value streams, profit centers, or product modules. The bottom level of the project hierarchy are what we sometimes call the leaf nodes of the hierarchy. They represent agile delivery teams of 3 to 10 people who work together on a persistent basis. Individuals may switch from team to team, but teams persist over time and outlive the work items they deliver. Subscription administrators can create workspaces from the Workspaces and Projects area. Select Create Workspace. Enter the name of the workspace and some indication of who the workspace represents in the description field. The status of the workspace is open unless it will no longer be in use or visible to others. Select the owner and the default access for the workspace. Next, choose your predominant time zone, date and time formats, and days of the week that are workdays. Choose the ranking mechanism for the workspace. We recommend drag and drop ranking for ease of use. Finally, choose whether or not you would like to enable time tracking and build and change set features for the workspace. You must configure some work-related settings that will apply across the entire workspace. Choose an ID prefix for each work item type and a label that describes how your team will estimate their defects, stories, and tasks. The default settings are the recommendations that support Agile practice. When you're done, select Create. To edit a workspace, select the workspace. Units are alphanumeric fields. All special characters are allowed. You can edit units after data has already been recorded in your project. However, the new units label will not be applied to previous data. Restricting time box management removes the ability of project administrators and project editors to create or modify release or iteration time boxes. By default, subscription administrators, workspace administrators, project administrators, and project editors have this ability. Selecting Restrict Time Box Management removes the ability from project administrators and project editors. You can then add time box admin permissions to specific users. You can also determine whether or not to allow project administrators to manage work rules. You can require a parent on user stories or portfolio items. This means that Rally will require and enforce user stories or portfolio items to have a parent. As a best practice, this parent should be a feature. Users will not be able to save edits on user stories or portfolio items that were previously created without parents until they assign a parent. A workspace administrator can set a number of days after which to purge items in the recycle bin. To create a team, select New Project for the workspace you are administering. If you are creating a child team or project, expand the workspace to the place where you want to create the new team. Some of the attributes on this page are the same as those for the workspace. The Parent attribute allows you to reparent the team to another team. Use the Notes field to make comments about the project. Finally, select the Auto State Updates field to roll up status from tasks to their parent work item. Now you understand how to set up your organization and teams in Rally. For more information about Rally and Agile practices, check out our blog and community. Like this video and subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss new content as it's added.